Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 14th episode of the final season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it's available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked to dislike characters of season 6, as well as our most liked character throughout the entire franchise. 3 votes are allowed, as well as 3 votes are allowed for the next show to post on the channel. So loads of polls going, and I can't wait to see what you guys choose in the final episode. The next series will be posted on the Patreon every day and 5 days a week on the YouTube, so hopefully you're excited for that too. Now, last episode didn't go as Sawyer planned, did it? You know, let's just talk about the alternate parallel universe right now, because I've got to say I'm liking how it's currently going, and I'm liking how last episode we adapted the kind of implementation of everybody kind of being fully involved. So recently we've been getting single solo episodes of different characters. But last episode, we had Sawyer and Kate in there. We had Jin and Sun. We had a bit of Locke as well because he got run over. Desmond, he obviously met Claire, took her to a lawyer. Basically, he was saying about, you know, putting babies up for adoption. It gets kind of complicated, and obviously somebody owes him a favour, which was Alana in that storyline, and he could obviously recommend her to do a free, basically like gift or help Claire draft the documents up. But while she was there, you know, coincidentally, she's been looking for her because obviously her dad has died, and so has Jax. Their siblings, they first met, they all come. Like I said, everything was coming nicely together, and I really do like it. You know, I'm all for jumping in and giving everybody single solo episodes, because when the storylines are massive, you know what I mean, you could go around and that means that there's more to come. But as we dwindle in towards the very end of the show, we need to start tying everything together. And I think now bringing it all in and giving bits and bats of everybody. Even Saeed was arrested, you know, because he did kill all of those people, obviously in revenge for attacking his brother. But he also got kidnapped kind of himself as well, and obviously retaliated. So that was good, what was going on there. But now going back to the island, you know, Locke wanted to gather everybody together. He wanted to go over there, he wanted to attack Widmore. Obviously they've got Jin. Now, they've come over, they've made the first power play. They've said, look, mate, you know, you took somebody from us, which obviously we do know he's Desmond. We want him back. And if not, we can attack you. And he fired a rocket close to them, showing that they can hit them whenever they wanted. Now, he's obviously refused to do it. He's gone and told Saeed to go and kill Desmond. Now, Desmond's had a conversation with Saeed. We didn't see the outcome of it, but I'm firmly believing that Saeed did not kill Desmond, even though when Locke spoken to him, he said he did. And he said if you wanted to go and check, and Locke didn't. So his bluff, in my opinion, actually worked. Now, Sawyer planned, while obviously all this was going on, that he was going to steal the boat. He was going to let everybody but Claire, you know, obviously get on it and escape to the island so that they can get safe passage on the submarine, like he agreed with Widmore. Now, Claire obviously followed them. She actually had to get on the boat because otherwise, you know, she would have called Locke. But interestingly, Jack refused to take part and he ended up jumping off. You know what I mean? Basically, he's in the water. He's drifted back to the island. He's gone back to Locke. He obviously knows that. Obviously, Sawyer's done him dirty. Now, they've turned up. They've said, Widmore, we're here. Do you know what I mean? Give us our passage. They've refused. They pulled the weapons on them. And that's how the episode ended. So very interesting stuff because, like I said, rockets are going off. People are getting killed. Widmore's obviously started the fight against Locke, whilst also, you know, Locke losing key members of his party that he needs to get off the island. It's interesting stuff. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Mr. Locke, can you hear me?
I know you.
We were on the same flight back from Sydney. I met you in the baggage claim office. You had lost your knives.
Am I all right?
Your dural sac ruptured, but I think I got everything back where it belongs. Mr. Locke, while I was operating, I got a look at the initial injury to your spine, the one that put you in a wheelchair. I was hoping you could tell me how that happened.
Why?
Because I think you're a candidate. A new procedure. If it works, it could restore feeling to your legs. In fact, you may even walk again. Well, now, there's minimal risk, and the benefit
I said no, doctor.
They let me see.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you for finding him.
Would you tell Helen or what? Or is it private? Do you know what I mean?
Welcome to Hydra Island. At least you didn't have to paddle.
Get in.
No way I'm getting back in those cages.
Well, I've got the gun. So you...
Not anymore, doughboy.
I have a list of names. Kate Austin? She's not. It doesn't matter to me whether she lives or dies.
He knows about the list on her.
Is the fence live yet?
They're saying about an hour.
We haven't got an hour. Tell them to work faster.
What we're thinking, like, do you reckon Locke could let them off? Because he can't really punish them. He can punish Kate, as in, like, Well, to be honest, he needs Kate to get the rest on the island. That's what he was saying anyway. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's like, let's get off the island onto the plane and I'll kill you all there. Let's not let Claire go after Kate.
I'm sorry. There was no one out front, and I heard the drill. Do you know where
Oh,
I can find
Bernard.
Dr. Nadler?
Well, you can find him right here.
I'm a surgeon over at St. Sebastian, and I was hoping to get a look at one of your patient files. His name's John Locke.
Do you mind if I ask you why you're so interested in Mr. Locke?
He and I met about a week ago. We were on the same flight back from Australia.
Oceanic A15. Memory serves, you were flirting with my wife Rose when I was in the bathroom.
Do you remember?
Now, I can't break patient confidentiality and tell you something I shouldn't. There was another man in the same accident with him.
Anthony Cooper.
Anthony Cooper, no way.
Good luck, Doc.
There was a mortar attack. Widmore's people fired on us. Locke saved you.
Why did he bring me here?
Because your friends got themselves captured. We're gonna have to rescue them. You can break your people out, run for the plane, and be off this island before Widmore knows what hit him.
And I'm not leaving the island.
Well, Jack, I'm hoping you still change your mind about that. I'm gonna need your help convincing them that they can trust me.
Why should
I'm there.
trust you?
Because I could kill you, Jack. Right here. And I could kill every single one of your friends. But instead of killing you, I saved your life, and now I want to save them too.
See, the reason that's tough is he knows it's actually true. He can kill them all, but basically, because he's disclosed the information that he needs all of them to escape himself, it kind of makes him a little bit believable. Because, like Jack said last episode, if he needs us all to go, there's a reason. So that he countered it, Jack, and was like, if that's the case, maybe we should be staying. You know what I mean? That's how Jack thought last episode.
I feel like we're running in circles. Except last time, gun was to my head.
So she's with your mother. Widmore's people found your camera on the plane. She's so beautiful.
I have your ring.
Hey, they're speaking English with each other for the first time. It's well good.
Somebody killed the power. Get a team to that generator now.
There we go. They're the lucky ones. They know that they're okay. They screwed out there. There's nothing that they can do. He's going to have some keys on him.
What are you doing here?
I'm with him. How much further is the plane?
Say about a quarter mile, just over that ridge.
No, it's okay. Saeed's with us. He was the one who turned off the generators.
Are you a relative of Mr. Cooper's?
No, I'm not.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to see Anthony Cooper.
John told me about the operation.
Why doesn't he want it?
Please, Dr. Shepard, just leave this alone. Why can't that be enough?
Because it's not.
What percentage of minimal is it? Say out of 100, it was like 2% risk of being hurt. You know what I mean? That's a big, hefty chunk that of being success. Sawyer's not going to go and kill him, is he? Surely.
Anthony Cooper. He's John's father.
Still no explanation about what happened to both of them, is it? Look at him, he's bulletproof. Reckon it's C4'd all over the place like they've done on the freighter.
His neck's been broken.
That's because I broke it. It's any consolation. Widmore knew that I would kill these men. No, Hugo, he wants to get us all in the same place, a nice
Blow it
confined
up.
space we have no hope of getting out of, and then he wants to kill us. I found him in one of the overhead compartments wired to the electrical system of the plane. We can't be sure he didn't put more explosives on the plane. It's not safe. I think we have to take the submarine. That submarine is going to be heavily defended. We're going to need everyone.
I'll help you, but like I said, I'm not going with you.
Once we get to the dock, we make sure it doesn't get on the sub. Just get it in the water. I'll take care of the rest.
Get it in the water. Are they going to lock in? Maybe he can't swim. He said, didn't he, that to Sawyer, if he could swim or whatever, you know, he'd be able to go across the islands technically. Maybe we're referencing that and going back to it. You know what I mean? But it is interesting if you think about it, you know. Widmore has done a couple of bad things to these in, well, pretty much every time they kind of engage with him, he's not really been truthful, has he? You know what I mean? He's kind of backtracked on everything that he said. Where, like, Locke, because he desperately needs them, this guy, he's always kind to them. Every time they betray him, he just welcomes them back with open arms. He doesn't punish them, he doesn't stress them out. Do you know what I mean? Just then he was like, Claire, you know, I understand why you've gone with them, with Jack. If you don't want to leave, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Just come and help us get on there. Sawyer, do you know what I mean? Thanks for trusting me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so basically, he's just being nice to them all because all he needs to do is get them in that submarine so he can go away. And then he could kill him or he could do whatever he wants. And basically, you know, if I was him and I would go all the way there and everybody got in and it was just Jack, could just knock him out and then throw him in. Maybe that's what he's thinking, because obviously Jack needs to be on there. I wonder if it's willingly. Has that been mentioned before? Like, they have to go willingly. So far, Jack's a person that has not been able to kind of manipulate.
Push the button.
Oh, he's going back.
Mr. Locke, can you hear me?
I wish you had believed me.
Dr. Shepard, I was just looking for you. The lawyer told me you work here.
Sorry, I had to run out of the will reading the other day, but I did have an emergency.
Oh, no worries. Anyway, the lawyer gave me this. She said there'd be more stuff to come, but that my father especially wanted me to have this. You mind if I ask how he died?
He was found in an alley outside a bar in Sydney. He drank himself to death. Do you mind if I have a look at that?
Sure.
You would start thinking stuff's coincidental, wouldn't you? That's the song that they sing. I knew it was.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew why he wanted you to have this. Why don't you come stay with me?
We're strangers.
No, we're
But
not.
your family, though.
We're family.
You got to start somewhere. I know it's a bit weird, like, but yeah, I would.
Because there ain't any goons on the dock doesn't mean they ain't on the sub. Let's go home.
How would you do it if you was Jack? Would you trip and knock him in? I'm surprised that Locke's not just gone down there to destroy them all. Do you know what I mean? That would have been the best option, really.
Put your damn hands up. Nothing personal.
Is he switched bags? I reckon he's done what? Do you remember when Jack done it to Kate that one time when he switched the bags?
Whoever told you you needed to stay had no idea what they were talking about.
John Locke told me I needed to stay.
Oh, Kate's been shot. Oh, Jack's getting on the sub now.
What's going on up there? Widmore's people shot her.
He's shutting that door.
Claire! Hear me. Dive. Let's go. Wait. What the hell are you doing? What we came here to do.
I'm not being funny, but Jack can't really be mad. If he opened that door, he would have got on there.
You don't want to be on that sub.
He's put the C4 in there. He's just going to blow it up. Mate, I already guessed it. I know the score. They should all die. Let's be honest, if it blows up.
My pack. There might be a shirt in there I can use for pressure.
What?
Surprise! Technically, they could go back up in 3 minutes and throw it out, can't they? I don't understand how they've done exactly what he wanted, though. Like, he's been consistently saying that he needs everybody to get off the island. So, one, yeah, if all of these actually get killed, then he's trapping himself forever. Or is it a hole-in-one in the way of all the candidates are eliminated? So if they're all eliminated, then, you know, basically, he's got nobody to hold him there. Maybe that's something that we've not considered. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've always considered that he needs the candidates to leave with him, because basically that'll free him to leave the island. But we've never actually thought about what if all the candidates die. Now, obviously, we've been told that he can't really kill people. Like, he couldn't kill Jacob. Somebody else had to do it. And can he technically not kill a candidate then, if that's the case? Because that's never really been revealed to us either. And now it's interesting. You know, it's getting me thinking that maybe he could never kill Jack. He could never kill, you know, Sawyer and the Quans. But if they technically kill himself, then that's different. You know what I mean? Like, if they take the C4 on and it blows up accidentally, he's never really played a part in it. Yeah, he might have put the C4 in the bag, but he didn't tell them to take it. You know what I mean? He wasn't the one that's killed them. So they kind of done it themselves. And maybe that's another way you could get around it.
Lapidus, take us up. We're diving. Just do it.
They have to. They got no choice.
Any idea how that thing works? Can we turn it off?
This watch is jury rigged to the battery. The battery detonates the explosive. They're leads from the watch. If we disconnect them from the battery, technically speaking, the bomb should be inert.
Hey, wait. What the hell are you doing, Doc?
Nothing's gonna happen.
He wanted to get us all in the same place at the same time. A nice enclosed space where we had no hopes of getting out of. He told me that he could kill any one of us whenever he wanted. So what if he hasn't because he's not allowed to?
That's your decision to make.
He can't kill us!
I'm not gonna stand here and do nothing.
James.
We are going to be okay. You just have to trust me.
I would take the bomb to the furthest part of the sub and run to the other side. Yes, it'll blow up if it works. Oh, it's accelerating.
There's a well on the main island, half mile south from the camp we just left. Desmond's inside it. Locke wants him dead, which means you're going to need him. Do you understand me?
See, that just proved my point, that if they took the bomb to the other side of the sub at the time, they would have been safe. I mean, it's sinking, clearly, but he wouldn't have died. Like, Saeed's just dead now.
Are you okay? What happened to Saeed?
He's blown up, mate. Or she's squashed.
Hurley! You gotta take Kate out of here. What about everybody else? I'll take care of them. Doc! 1, 2, 3. Go! I'll get her free. No! We can do this! Just go! Save Sawyer!
There's 2 more of them oxygen things in there, isn't there?
Take this. I can get him out without it.
Oh no, there's only got 1.
Can't check.
You'd feel well bad, wouldn't you? Like, it's like that time where they had to save 1 person in the ocean, the other one had to die.
Jen, you have to go. Please go.
I won't leave you.
Come on, man. Lastminute.com, get it done. She's definitely stuck, though. It looks like it.
Please go.
당신하고 같이 있을게. I love you, son.
I love you.
Literally, we had 2 seasons of them not together, and then you just get back and then we get this. I reckon both of them are going to bow out. Mate, that's intense. It's mad from Jin. Do you know what I mean? That's what you call proper committed love, that, innit? You know, because I was just saying there with Jack, obviously, he knew that she was going to die. And it's a tough decision to just leave her there, do you know what I mean, and save yourself. It actually is, you know what I mean? Like, we had it earlier on in season 1. Was it Boom was drowning and Jack went out? Oh, no. Some woman was drowning and Boom went out and then he started drowning, was it? And then Jack went out and he saved Boone and he couldn't get to the other woman and she died. And then obviously, like, both of them or whatever was fuming because they saved one and not the other and they felt guilty. But I was saying, do you know what I mean? You've done what you had to do and Jack done what he's had to do. Like, basically, Sawyer's life is on the line. So is yours. You know what I mean? You've assessed the situation. You pretty much, it's ruthless, but you know that son's never getting saved. She was trapped. And you've had to leave her to die, hoping that Jin could get her out, and maybe thinking in your head that Jin would set himself free as well. You know, maybe at the last second. But that's not the case. The thing is, I have no problem with people dying when I know a show's concluding. You know what I mean? Like, today, it looks like we've lost Saeed, we've lost, obviously, Sun, and we've lost Jin in the main story. But we still know that they're taking part in the other one, so it doesn't mean they're out of the show. We've got 4 episodes literally left. You know, you got 15, 16, 17, and the finale at 18. That's it. So it's not as if that we're going to miss them forever and ever. To be honest, they'll probably make an appearance in each of them, or at least probably 2 of them. It's not as if they're gone, but that's how you do it. They've done it well with Juliet and Sawyer, and made their relationship feel good and impactful, and when one was dying, you know, it was intense. And they've done it well with these, you know, the way they built up from season 1 to now and everything, it was intense and it's upsetting that they both died. But you know what? It's fitting. I'm glad that Jin went out with her. You know, sadly, the kids lost their parents. But again, the show's concluding anyway. And they probably, like I said, going to make an appearance with how they do the realities and the alternate things in the rest of the season.
Hey, I'll take it from here. You know, I'm pretty good at this.
I haven't had a chance to say goodbye yet.
Well, goodbye.
I went to see your father. When you didn't want the surgery, I felt like I had to understand why.
I had had my private pilot's license for a week, and I begged my father to be my first official passenger. Barely got off the ground. Don't remember what I did wrong.
You know, the first time you and I met, you told me that my father was gone. It hurt to hear that, but I knew you were right. Your father's gone too, Mr. Locke.
Well, no, he's not.
Yes, he is. And you can punish yourself as much as you want, and that's never going to bring him back.
What makes you think letting go is so easy?
I don't really know how to do it myself.
Can't punish yourself though, can you? Do you know what I mean?
And that's why I was hoping that maybe you could go first.
Goodbye, Dr. Shepard.
I can't help you, John. I wish you believed me.
I reckon as well when he rolled past Jin, he remembered something.
I couldn't find you. I couldn't find you.
You got hit in the head pretty hard. He's breathing.
Oh my God, Jimmy's home.
Oh, Hurley's crying. It's the first time we've seen him actually cry. Do you reckon you can feel it or something if they all die?
What, they're all dead?
Not all of them.
Wait, where are you going?
Finish what I started.
I mean, you know, I've never really considered the possibility that he actually needed them all dead until earlier on in this episode. I can't remember at the point I was thinking it. I think it was when Jack may have took out the C4, to be honest, you know, when he was saying that was all their plan. You know, the whole time I've been thinking that he needed them to get off the island. He needed them grouped together. Like he keeps saying, they all came, so they all have to leave, and he needs to be there as well. And it made me think that the names that was obviously not crossed out would be the ones that actually, you know, would be the potential leaders, which I still do believe that that's the thing. But with that, I thought if he could take all the leaders away from the island, then there's no one there to keep him restricted. You know what I mean? Like, basically, it was saying the wine in the bottle and the cork on the top. They was one of the corks, and I was thinking that if he could take all of them away from that, then it obviously allows him to leave as well. But never actually considered that maybe all that needed to actually happen is all of their names get struck through. You know what I mean? And basically, here today, he's tried to get them all in that, you know, confined space, set the C4 off and kill them. But I'll say it again, like with the Charlie situation, and people can agree to disagree. You know, we all have opinions, but when Charlie died, I personally believe that he didn't have to die. And even reading people's comments and the way that they perceive the situation and what they think, you know what I mean? Because like I said, we all watch the show, we all take our own interpretations of situations and scenarios, and I think that when Charlie died, it was unnecessary. I believe that he could have got out of the room that he was currently in and left with Desmond. You know, there was a big, large portion where obviously the guy was on the outside with the grenade or whatnot, and he ran over and shut the door, and then it blew up and the water started infilling in the room, and Desmond had enough time while that room was filling to suit up and get out. And I don't understand how Charlie couldn't have just ran out the door and shut it, and when the water was filling, be stood on the same side as Desmond and suited up and gone out. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like the Charlie death was unnecessary. I mean, obviously, I've read that the actor wanted to leave the show because he was getting limited screen time compared to other seasons, which is fine. But the similar situation here, you know, Saeed ended up blowing himself up, which is interesting, to be honest, because obviously in this story, he kind of got possessed, kind of like Locke and joined his side, and turns out he didn't kill Desmond. We'd learned that. But he sacrificed himself and died again. You know what I mean? Like himself. James has obviously pulled the wires out. It's accelerated the timer down. He's ran off with it. He could have thrown it, to be honest, and maybe got hit with a little bit of minimal impact. But at the time I seen the timer counting down when Jack was saying, look, we'll be okay, I was thinking, why don't he just get up, take it, run to the other end and put it down? And then they could go back, you know what I mean, hide behind the doors and reduce the blast. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew obviously that it was going to go off potentially. Why have it go off around you? The same way, like I said, the Charlie one. Saeed's death was technically unnecessary in my personal opinion again, but I have no problem with it because, like I said, we're dwindling down. There's 4 episodes left. There's still parallel world that they're going to be in. Saeed did get arrested in there. Do you know what I mean? Jin and Sun are still part of the story, so like they're going to be in the show. I've got no, you know what I mean? Like literally no qualms about that. But it's interesting today. You know, I've never really considered that Locke needed them dead. I always actually did think that Locke needed them alive to escape, but now, obviously, that's not the case, and he's got to finish what he started. But I don't know how that's going to happen, because if he can't technically do it, he needs somebody else to. Or it needs to be an accident. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why Claire can't shoot him, unless he's got a little bit inside of Claire, which restricts him not to. It's going to be a crazy few episodes. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you're not yet voted for your most likely to dislike characters of this season, please do take 30 seconds. Link in the description below, as well as, obviously, you guys know it by now, the most liked characters from the entire franchise. 3 votes are allowed, and that will be revealed in the final episode as well. So, lots of stuff for you guys to get engaged about. Very interesting episode. Lost three, yes, main characters since season 1. Saeed has died today. blown himself up trying to save everybody. Jin has died today, obviously going down with his wife, who was trapped, who his son, obviously in the submarine, after obviously Locke tried to kill everybody. So very interesting stuff that's going on. I think it's been maybe like 2 episodes since we've seen Ben and Miles and Richard obviously go and trying to get these grenades. There's going to be a war definitely coming, you know. I know that Locke said that when Widmore arrived on the island, but now it looks like they could be like 3 different parties. They could be Widmore fighting Locke as well as Locke fighting Richard and Jack and Cole now, because everybody's well upset. You could see them. And I think this is like the first time we've seen Hurley cry, potentially the first time we've seen Jack cry as well. He is involved around a lot of situations and deaths and obviously hard stuff as being a doctor, do you know what I mean? So like something to happen to really hit him in the feels, it's got to be something serious. And you can see today obviously at the very end there, he looks obviously bewildered, lost, and you know, angry. You know, all these emotions are flicking through him, and it's going to be exciting to see, because like I said, you know, I never really considered that Locke could have actually killed everybody and needed themselves to kind of do it. I knew for a fact, mate, he done the bait and switch with the bag. We've seen it once already in the show before. You know, Jack, when he had the dynamite, he didn't want Claire to have it, did he? And he took it himself, and it happened again today. And I knew that was happening as soon as he gave him the bag. Now, I never like suspected what was going to be in that, if I'm being totally honest. But it seems like the only way they can get off the island now is the plane. Now, if you take the C4 out that's in there, that's been rigged up, then they can get off if it's got enough fuel. But I'm not really too sure. You know what I mean? Like, does Locke need that specifically himself to get off the island? And if he does, who is he asking or needing to fly it? Does he know how to do it himself? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that he wants to get off the island, but how exactly is he going to do that? If the submarine has been taken out, that means Widmore is stuck on the island, does it not? You know what I mean? That was their transport in. So that means that the only thing left is the plane. And if there's no pilot, which there is, you know what I mean? What did Pierce? Yeah, I mean, I didn't see him on the beach there at the end, but I'm assuming Frank survived. You know what I mean? Like, if he survived, he still got one. But then, who's getting on it? You know, is Jack and Cole? Or is Richard? Or, you know what I mean, is Locke going to kill everyone and get on himself with Claire? Or what about, you know, Widmore and his crew? Are they all going to fight it out? It's interesting. And like I said, Desmond's still alive as well. And Saeed expressed key information saying that they needed, basically, he needed him dead as well. Like, he said he needed Jack and Cole dead, but he said he also needed Desmond, and he's alive and he's still in the well. I would have liked to see the conversation that them two had between each other, Saeed and obviously Desmond at the time, because we didn't really get it. They obviously talked about what did they promise you and stuff, and Desmond obviously in his little episode, which are always good, the ones that he's in, you know, he ended up kind of going in Zen chill mode, didn't he, after obviously getting hit with that radiation. And I think maybe Widmore needs it to happen again at some point, and they're still looking for the hot pockets around the island, aren't they? Also, the fence looks like it was down because he's been in and he's killed quite a few of them. He might have killed everybody, but we're not seeing Widmore die yet. He obviously didn't find him, didn't search like really hardcore hard enough. So there's still quite a bit to tie up and go through, and we still, like I said, got the alternate parallel universe to still kind of go through, because Jackie started to notice that he's encountering a lot of people that was on his flight. And I'm not going to be funny, like, but I've never met anybody outside of my flight ever in the present. So yeah, okay, I've been on a plane. Like a couple of weeks ago, I went to Egypt. Do you know what I mean? And then I come back. Now I met people on the plane, but I've never, even though we all landed back in the same city. You know what I mean? We all live here in Manchester. Like, I've never seen any of them. And like the fact that Jack's ran into Claire, he's ran into Bernard, he's ran into who else has he ran into? Obviously he's ran into Locke. I think he's ran into somebody else as well. It's like 4 different people, like Jack Desmond, do you know what I mean? He's engaged in, and like that is too coincidental, do you know what I mean? It's like weird. So it's going to be interesting to, like I said, I still feel like we massively got to tie this other parallel thing into the island. Imagine if this parallel universe, so to speak, was actually the real one, and like I've been saying that potentially they all died, you know what I mean, in the original crash, if that makes sense. But like maybe you could use it as the one that they live in now off the island is their actual life, and the one that we're actually watching on the island was potentially a dream from all of them. Does that make sense? Like, they didn't actually die, it just never happened, and they're all like experiencing the same kind of like dream or something. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I mean, mad how they conclude it, because like we've got 2 stories going and it's only 4 episodes left, so can't wait. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.